when we see the rainbow flag, it's a flag that gives us hope. It's a flag that makes us smile and makes us dream of a better tomorrow. And this is a symbol of the LGBT community. And so in Purple Hand Africa, we're going to employ the rainbow journey of empowerment. Through the rainbow journey of empowerment, red, which resembles life, that will be activism. And orange, which resembles healing, that's going to be community art workshops, whereby we're going to come together as the LGBT community to express our challenges, our strife, as well as our hope for the future through music, through poetry, and through creative writing. And once they have a healthy well-being, then they can be strong to go through the rest of the rainbow journey of empowerment.
Apply for community art workshop ngokuthi ngimtransmit nogara nomzimbabwe and ndosangana nematambudziko akawandisa ekuti ndichifamba kutoka nevanhu kushoro saka chindikati zvinondikonzeresa kuti ndinenge ndakukanganisa mufungo mangu kufundisa zvakanyanyisisa saka pandakaona mukana wekuaplya for community art workshop pandakaona application yacho ndakati this is it ndo mukana wekuti ndombodzidziswawo on how to deal with stress and on how to deal with depression and the likes, and also on how to deal with the society, discrimination.
Okay, the reason as to why I applied for the community art workshop was because during the application I realized that the strategy that they used to do their workshops was actually different from the ones that we use in other workshops, in order for us to express ourselves and also to deal with our mental health.
I applied for the community workshop because I'm someone that loves art, and I'm someone that is passionate about my rights and just to express my rights in art. So I applied because I wanted to learn more on how to express my activism through art.
Just because of indlela esasiphathwa ngayo, kwakungela kubandlululana, kwakungela gay, kwakungela lesbian, sasi one community, sasibambene.
Mental health session, I learned a lot because sometimes I'm affected by stress. So I managed to gain some experience with if can stress, how can I overcome that, and can I counseling, where can I go and get the counseling.
I got to understand more about issues to do with power dynamics and how they affect us as individuals. I got to understand more about issues to do with mental health as queer presenting beings, and understanding more about my personal self and how I can navigate better in society through learning from other people, not just self-introspection, but interacting with other people as well.
I also learned about believing in myself and also accepting my sexuality before I let someone accept my sexuality. I have to accept my sexuality, and then that can actually help some people accept me and stop homophobia and stigmatization and discrimination.
I'm actually someone who doesn't like writing. I can never write. So part of the second day about writing, just writing from my heart, I realized that I could actually use art to do something that I can actually use to express myself, and even use it as an advocacy tool. to let people of who I am or how I'm feeling at any given time.
Well, what I loved the most in a community art workshop is essentially our stories, where we get to speak about ourselves, tell our stories. I've wondered what appreciate having around. There are some people tell when but when they tell you about their hidden selves, you get to respect them.
From the things that we learned during the workshop, I've actually been using the writing process in my almost my day-to-day life. Usually when I'm having a hard time to deal with certain things that will be on my mind, I've actually realized that using the whole writing skill, it's actually helpful in a way. You don't have to sit down and open up to a person whereby you feel like, okay, what is this person going to say at the end of this process of opening up? What is the person going to say later in life after I've opened up to them? But through writing, you actually realize that it's a process whereby you just open up to yourself, whereby you just open up to the paper and you don't feel anything in terms of being judged, and also it helps to let some things off your mind.
It made a huge impact in my life. Considering the last few years, I used to suffer from anxiety, and I used to just bottle up my feelings and not telling anyone how I'm feeling so I used to cry, just like I could cry all day, all night. I could just cry. So when I was part of that workshop, I learned many ways to deal with anxiety. I learned many ways to deal with depression. Yeah.
Then moving to being a facilitator. Okay, I enjoyed that it was in Mutare because I'd never been there. So I got to meet like completely new people. But generally, it was also a great learning experience. It really was, because you get so used to hearing, the Bulawayo narrative or the Harare narrative. So it was really good to also hear the experiences from a completely different province than what I'm used to. So it was fun. So I had a lot of fun, but I want to go back. So please, if you want to take me with you, I'd love that.
Purple Hand has come up with this beautiful approach where we have this house and garden. For me, I would call it a beautiful approach where we have the LGBTQ community in the same house. So as a counselor, I then come in all this time with them throughout, where I get to provide group counseling therapy sessions. In that process and all during that week, then I'm able to observe the process as well as the content. This also makes the participants quite relaxed and open enough to be able to share their traumatic experiences. I love working with Purple Hand in the art and healing workshop because participants get them to express themselves, not in a forced manner, but they are being themselves, and they're able to reflect on their past traumatic experiences, their narratives, and how they'll be able to navigate after this workshop process. So it's really beautiful to be able to work with such a number of about 10 to 15. And I like this collaborative approach with Purple Hand, because we then get to sit down and debrief on the outcomes of the group therapy sessions that we would have conducted. I like the space, it's beautiful. I wish we could have more of these spaces and expand besides Harare, Mutare and Bulawayo. We're hoping let's do Masvingo, let's do Kariba, let's do Karoi, because we've got more of the untouched LGBTI that are there. In Chirundu they are there, so we can even expand more.